Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. You know, whereas the Fridays seem to fly by and I'm like, oh my God, it's Friday already? The Thursdays don't. Last Thursday feels like forever ago. Now tomorrow I'll be saying, oh my God, it's Friday already. But Thursdays when we hang out with the trees, those do seem like there's a chunk of time in between. I don't know why that is. Maybe because there's so much information that we need to integrate with the trees. I'm not sure. Maybe because I don't know. Why is that? That's weird, but that is the way it is for me. Last week we hung out with Blackthorn. So if you want to go back and feel that protection and that message, that was pretty intense. I can't even hardly remember it. I'm literally suggesting to myself, maybe you should go back and listen to it. Anyways, how's it going? On Thursdays, we hang out with the trees. They are our guides. We have many, many guides in our journeys, in our spiritual journeys. And we've basically all year been asking the trees, what would you like to talk about? And then it gives us a topic. Now, just recently, I think we've done 3. This might be the 4th one. I'm starting out with a tree angel. So we're kind of, instead of jumping into the topic that the general trees want to talk about, with the tree angel, we're going to be under the shade or the embrace or guidance of a specific tree. So each tree has a spirit, a consciousness, an angel, if you will. And I love it. So if you love trees, you probably have been loving it too. If you've only loved trees in a nerdy way, this is another way to look at trees for insight, advice, spiritual advancement, connection. You should be able, in your journey, be able to look at many, many things and see the great spirit looking back at you, or the consciousness, and understand that it's not just a tree. It's never just a tree. It's never just a plant. It's never just a deer. It's never just a cow. It's never just anything. There is consciousness in everything, and you start to be able to connect with that. You're making progress on your spiritual journey. All right, so I'm rubbing my face. My face wants to go back to bed. I had a full night of dreaming. I fell asleep, basically holding a book. I was I know I should get up and brush my teeth again because I had that bedtime snack. I did brush my teeth, and I got back up and ate and then laid back down. And then before I know it, I'm sleeping and then I'm waking up. But I had a busy night of dreaming. I'm reading an awesome book, you guys. If you didn't see on my blog, I posted a blog last night on herboracle.blogspot.com, and I showed you the picture of the book. But I'll tell you now, in case you don't hang out with me over there. It's called Medicine Woman by Lynn V. Andrews, copyright 1981. It's an awesome book. Just go get it. Just go get it. I don't know if everyone else is going to cry as much as I did in this book, but oh my gosh. I was letting loose. I was having realizations. One time in the book, near the end, she says that her native medicine mother teacher said ho, how Indians do. And I was oh my God, is that interesting that I often refer to this podcast as ho? Right? We just all thought it was because I was this sleazy slut. But actually, it could have some other type of meaning for me. So I cannot even describe to you how connected I was to this story. So it just shows me how much connections I do have to Native medicine and meaning, whether that means I had a lot of incarnations in Native American bodies or what. But it also made me realize and remember, and yesterday we did manifest more memory here at Hell. It made me remember about this one deck called the Keepers of the Light. And when I first got that deck particularly, there was only one card in that deck that would make me cry. And I seemed to pull it a lot when I first got it, and every single time it made me cry. And it was the card of White Eagle. The father, like, the native father, White Eagle. And I was like, oh my God, like, and then I was thinking about it, I tap into a lot of different energies, a lot of different lineages, a lot of different stuff, right? Hindu, Mayan, galactic, all kinds of stuff. And the only one that pretty much consistently makes me cry is the Native American energy. So I was kind of like, wow, I never really noticed that. I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's very clear to me. But Native American energy, most often I cry. I hear the music, I cry. I read the stories, I cry. I pull the card, I cry. Like, it makes me really, really understand that I've got healing to do there, and that it's meaningful, and that it's powerful, and there's more to it for me to come. So, I mean, sometimes Rumi makes me cry, his poetry, but that's more like a romance lover heart cry. This Native medicine makes me cry on so many levels. So I must have really spent quite a bit of, my soul must have really invested in a lot of Native experiences, because I'm still like healing, integrating, and being affected by it. And I don't even know how. Sometimes, like, I literally you could turn on some powwow music on Spotify, and most likely at one point I'll be crying, or instantly. So it's very interesting to me. I love this book. I'm going to read all of the Medicine Woman series. I just read her Love and Power book. I have her Power deck. I actually have her deck, the Sacred, what's that called? Hold on. Sacred Vision Oracle cards, and it's like a white eagle guy holding a baby white buffalo calf. I don't think that one ever made me cry. Actually, I didn't like that deck at first because of the artwork, the Sacred Vision. Now I like it because I know the cards better, but I bought that deck because anytime I'm not sure about if I want a deck, I go to YouTube and I look for the videos of people doing the walkthroughs or the flip throughs, and I get a look at the card. Well, I was like, I don't think I'm going to get that deck as I'm watching it. Well, then isn't like one of the next cards have a pillow on it that has Mother Mary? And I was like, okay, I'll get the deck. Right, so it was Mother Mary who actually prompted me to buy that deck, because she makes one appearance in one of the pictures in the background. So I gave it a go, and I'm glad I did. There's also hummingbirds in the Sacred Vision deck. I definitely love hummingbird energy. Oh my gosh, yesterday I had the most incredible, and I mentioned it on my blog last night. This hummingbird, little lady hummingbird, is really having fun with me. Well, first of all, they're all having fun with me, like chasing each other and whizzing very close to my head as they zoom by me. So they're playful, but the one female really loves me. And she hovered, treading water, hovered in front of my face, like in front of my face. And I could see her markings on her neck, and I just really got a good look at her. Like, she stayed for about 30 seconds. She'd move a little bit to the right, to the left, then she moved completely to the side, or I thought, oh my God, is she going to try to get nectar out of my ear? So I thought, well, I'll follow her with my eyes because, like, I trust you, but I also want to keep an eye on you. You know, I really wanted to see her so good. And a lot of times when I move my head, they like zoom off. Well, she didn't. She maintained eye contact, and then she went back to front and center, and she danced in front of me for a little bit. And it was literally the best and longest and most eye contactest hummingbird experience I've had so far. I just love them so much. And so she's hovering. This literally was 30 seconds. And so she's in front of my face, and all I could say was, I love you. I love you. I love you. And then there she went. And it was so fantastic. All right, so let's think about getting us a tree angel here. So yeah, our guidance comes in from the trees, it comes in from the hummingbirds, it comes in from the books we are reading, it comes in from the music we are listening to, it comes in through our meditations and our intuitions and our sixth sense and our knowingness and all that in a bag of organic chips. Guidance is coming at us all the time. So let's pull a tree angel to set us off with a little hangout with the trees. And we've got number 14, field maple. Field maple. Now I love her so much. She's like a little plump, kind of plump but young looking because of her innocence. She's like an older young girl, an old lady young girl. Hello, old lady young girl. That's what they'll probably call me. And she's sitting cross-legged underneath a maple tree, and she's got one hand on her thigh and one hand out in front of her on the earth, and there's all these stars, light stars on the ground under her hand, coming up her body, on her crown chakra, and then a few in the trees. So she's got vines or leaves, maybe maple leaves, all over her beige clothes. And she's very happy and content looking. And she's number 14. So 1 + 4 is 5, number of change. Field maple. That's interesting. Like, I think of like sugar maple, or I don't know, black maple, is that a tree? But like field maple. So we've got the field maple tree angel. This oracle deck is the Ancient Path into the Sacred Grove, the Tree Angel Oracle deck by Fred Hagenader, if you're wondering. And yeah, we'll see what we have to say to her. She totally reminds me of maybe what Agnes from the book I'm reading, Medicine Woman, what Agnes Whistling Elk, the shaman that Lynn learned with. It kind of reminds me of her, or maybe Ruby, her friend. You know, they're old lady young girls, the way they move their bodies, and they're agile and they're playful, and you know, it's really a beautiful thing to read this book. And I just want to say how much I appreciate books right now. Like, I've always liked books, more for like reference or to have or educate or whatever. But right now, books are like saving my soul. Not to be like overly dramatic, but they're giving me something to do, something to focus on, something to learn from, something to get emotionally attached to in the moment, not some dumb text messages from loser guys. You know what I mean? Like, I really appreciate books right now, especially this one, Medicine Woman. So after I'm done with this, which I will be done with it today, I'll go on to her second book, Flight of the Seventh Moon, The Teaching of the Shields. And then I think Jaguar Woman is after that one. There's a whole bunch of them. So keep having to refer to lynnandrews.com to see the order of the books. And of course I'm getting them off of Thrift Books. Because, like, you know, have to budget, I guess. But they're awesome. Like, I can definitely see myself reading this story again and again. And that's another thing. Like, I don't normally enjoy story format, but I'm digging it. So something has changed with me this year. Number 14, 1 plus 4, number 5, energy of change, just my appreciation, my focus. A lot of things are changing. So let's see what the field maple wants to talk about today. I guess I have to have her down low on the layout because her hand's on the earth. And the field maple, the oracle says, do it. Get the job done. You have your hands and words, the power and your mind. It's time to act. Weave love into your work and sow the sweetest fruits for tomorrow's children. Okay, that's interesting that I said greatest because I was distracted. Do you hear the crow? No, you won't hear it. He's flying away, but he was right, like, closer to the window-ish. And I thought that's great. And then I said greatest because there's a crow in this story that taps on the window every morning and wants breakfast. And I was like, where is my crow? Because I would share my food. So Field Maple says, do it. Get the job done. You have your hands and your words, the power and your mind. It's time to act. Weave love into your work and sow the sweetest fruits for tomorrow's children. So it's really time for us to be, ooh, yeah, who was just saying that? Like, we just got that message, right? Like, what are we leaving? Like, oh yeah, that was Tuesday for tarot. Someday we're going to be the ancestors. Legit. So what are we leaving for the children? Your projects that you're working on now, your books that you're writing, your blogs that you're posting, like, what are you leaving for the children, the future generations? Are you leaving sweet fruit? I mean, if you have land, you should be planting apple trees. I guess pear trees if you want, but I would probably go with apple at this point. Blueberry bushes. I mean, peach trees. Where are all my peach trees? Let's plant these now. Maybe not for us, right? Maybe. I mean, we will see them in our lifetime, but it's not like in the next couple years you won't really reap the rewards. But what about the children? So literally, a literal message about planting fruit trees, but also symbolically, what are you planting? What are you leaving? What type of energy are you anchoring into the earth? You have your words, you have your mind, you have your power. You have your power. It's time to act. It's time to weave love into our work. Be a weaver. Weave love into everything that you do. The field maple grows modestly in the landscape while going about its work quietly. Are you familiar with it? Do you know what its leaves and fruits look like? Most of us would have to answer no, but this is precisely its message: to serve without expecting reward or recognition. We must simply do what needs to be done because work is love made manifest. All right, I definitely need to hear this message, because it's like, I love what I do. I love my projects. I love my creative pursuits. But yeah, sometimes my ego definitely wants recognized or just paid, Like, the rabbits are almost out of food. The dogs are almost out of food. It's like, okay, can I get some money? Do you know what I mean? But here's the thing. When you're in service to the all and you're working for the highest good of humanity, it's like sometimes you just got to work silently and diligently, even if no one lays eyes on you or sees you or knows what you're doing. Like, you're going to weave your love in everywhere, plant your seeds, right? Like the silent majority, hello, we need to be working love into everything we do. that's really, really serving the all. So without expecting reward or recognition, we must simply do what needs to be done, because work is love made manifest. The person who brings themselves into resonance with the field maple starts to demonstrate qualities such as foresight, honesty, reliability, common sense, efficiency, and good organizational abilities, among many others. Socially, this means good management, fair work practices, and remuneration, I don't even know what that word is, teamwork, and job sharing, or simply knuckling down to do whatever has to be done. So now it's time to put down this book. What does it say? I put down the book. Now it's time to put down this book, stop looking at the pretty cards, and roll up our sleeves. Oh my God, are we only doing a 10-minute tree podcast? If we cut ourselves off from the influence of the field maple, we start to sink under the weight of unfinished work. Although it may not bother us, since we have probably fallen asleep in front of the television again. Occasionally, we feel overwhelmed or like running away, and we rapidly distract ourselves from the task at hand. On a social level, evils such as despotism, exploitation, and moral disintegration set in. All that stuff sets in when you cut yourself off from the influence of the field maple. Accumulating on a global level, they accelerate the ecological crisis because the inert and well-established older generations steal the future from the younger generations and from all other life forms and ecosystems. Wow. So, field maple wants us to get to work and work quietly. Serve without expecting reward or recognition. Just do what needs to be done, because work is love made manifest. So pick up the trash, plant the trees. Oh my gosh, we've got to start leaving a better world with sweeter fruits for our children's children. Quit stealing from the future generations. Just trying to put down this book, stop looking at the pretty cards, and roll up our sleeves. All right. Well, I love it, right? I should finish my podcast, my time podcast, because who's tired of hearing me say I have not done that yet? What else can I do today? Well, my work is making this podcast. What else can I do today? I could put my house in order a little bit, I guess. Read my book. I don't know what else, Spirit. This podcast is my work. I feel like I'm supposed to end the podcast. I feel like going back to bed. I didn't drink any coffee yet, but I did have my celery juice and my cacao. I did a morning hack podcast that's uploading right now. What more can I do, Field Maple? I'm pretty sure I am doing my work. All right, we're gonna pull more cards. She's laughing at me, but she is saying maybe she really is talking to the person that is, instead of doing something creative, you're just watching TV at night. I mean, now I'm getting a little distracted into this book, but it's not like I'm escaping. This book is making me, the medicine woman is making me go deeper into myself. And in a creative way, like a lot of storybooks do, teach me some new techniques, how I can connect with the earth more, and some things that I can do and realize that helps me serve Gaia and the goddess even more. So I want to pull a couple Soul Trees card for the field maple. I'm kind of like, what more do you want me to do? I think she says specifically for me, she's definitely cluing me into this. You know, this whole like needing recognition, needing money for my work. I just want to be supported, of course. But she's saying, like, just keep on doing your work. Maybe a little bit more silently. You know, like, just the dog food will arrive, she says. Trust. Oh my God. There's this card flipping and catching my finger at the sticking up out of the deck, and it's trust. Trust. Do your work and then trust, she says. And now we've got flourish on the top, reversed, and inner voice on the bottom. All right. So trust, she says. Trust the Great Spirit. Trust your Father, Mother, God. Trust all things to take care of you. When you don't trust, she says, you stop flourishing. So listen to your inner voice, trust, so that you can flourish again. And now I really am, you guys. I really am. I just want more money in my bank account. But if that money doesn't show up this week, like nobody makes a PayPal donation, or, you know, like, what is the date? The 20th. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able, I won't be able to wait till my next Patreon payout. Like, there's not that much dog food or rabbit food. Like, they'll need it before then. So it's like on the one hand, it's like, well, you can trust and, you know, that the money will find you. Somebody will make a donation off the website, or, you know, but it'll be okay, right? If not, you'll scrounge it up here and there. Like, it'll happen, you know. So anyways, I think that's why the flourish card is reversed. And my chair became very squeaky. Because when we don't trust that the work we're doing is important, or that, you know, what you sow, you shall reap. So if I don't trust that, like, okay, I'm putting out love, I need to trust and have perfect faith that everything will be taken care of. And when I lack in that trust, then I don't begin to flourish, right? So there's that little message coming in from Field Maple. And also it came in, the inner voice was on the bottom. Inner voice is a black card with a white tree, a skinny white tree. And it's like, we really do have to go down into the darkness, into the quietness, work quietly and do what needs done. And there is a great gift in being quiet and being silent. And that is going within and hearing that voice, that small voice, right, that you really can always trust. So there's several more benefits, you know, Field Maple's bringing in. Yes, serving the all, making it better for future generations, but also getting to know that inner voice, learning how to trust it, having more trust flow through your veins that you can put into your weavings. You can weave love, you can weave trust into everything you do. And you can trust that what you're doing is right. And then I think we'll be able to flourish, get that tree turned upside down. But even in its reversed position, I actually love it, because just like she's putting her hand on the ground and there's these light stars, she's putting it into the earth. The flourish tree being reversed, its tree branches are now roots, and they're white and gold. And it's like, it's got the same energy of those little stars. And there's actually stars in the sky now that I look into it. So it's like, put the starlight into the earth. Ground that energy into Gaia. So I feel like there's also that message too. It makes me want to just move down the flourish tree just a hair, so that its roots are, its roots definitely are symbolically like saying, put it in, go in, invest in the earth. Yeah, that's what field maple's trying to say. Invest in the earth. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our beautiful herb of the week, rosemary, and I dedicate them all to you. Thank you so very much. I remember who I truly am. Clarity awakens me. I connect with my ancestors and learn the lessons from their history. It is safe for me to look at my memories and gain the knowledge from looking at the past. I move forward in my evolution. I pass on my valuable wisdom to future generations. I remember who I truly am. Clarity awakens me. I connect with my ancestors and learn the lessons from their history. It is safe for me to look at my memories and gain the knowledge from looking at the past. I move forward in my evolution. I pass on my valuable wisdom to future generations. And so it is. All right, I'm back. You didn't know it, but I took a sizable break there to answer some calls, make some messages, go to the bathroom, drink some coffee, burn some sage. Back. Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for being our herb of the week this week. I don't know if she feels like we gave her enough attention. I hope so. Although I printed out her affirmations to put on my fridge, and it was only yesterday that I was like, the fridge seems really bare. Yeah, that's because you printed them out, but then you never walked into the sunroom to get them out of the printer. So maybe it's just me thinking that I need to give Rosemary some more attention. But I do feel like she definitely started us off, obviously, Monday, with that energy of connecting with our ancestors and really setting the tone that field maple is bringing in now, to be more reverent and to be more connected to everything and move forward in our evolution and pass on valuable wisdom to future generations. So yeah, field maple and rosemary are totally same page. They're same page in it, you guys. So now we're going to grab the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle and see if there is any trees that would like to join. Whoa, there's one. The field maple, the flourish, the trust, the inner voice. It is Linden. Perfect. All right, we're gonna put Linden to the left of the trust tree because I have to. Let me tell you why. I didn't tell you what the trust tree looked like because I didn't think about it until I see the rainbow in Linden now. So there's a rainbow arcing from right to left. So it's like the left side of a rainbow and the linden tree. Now, the trust tree is like rainbow pointillism made with tissue paper. That's what the tree looks like. Rainbow pointillism made with tissue paper. So if you don't know any of that, if that doesn't conjure a picture, it's like all these, it's like maybe like a sporadic, quote, random stained glass, but not really stained glass. But like if you would take little tears of tissue paper and glue them on or put them on your vinyl sticky pad, the clear paper, and have the light shine through them, that's what the tree looks like it was cut out and done in. Okay, so anyways, it's rainbow colors, pastel rainbow colors. The rainbow in Linden is like now coming from the trust tree. So the colors in the trust tree now have formed a rainbow arcing over the beautiful landscape in the background of the linden tree. It's a light blue sky. There's two big whitish birds in the sky, and I don't know if those are they're in the clouds sort of, so they might be looking like whitish because they're in the clouds. I don't know if they're geese. They're big. I almost want to say geese are like the biggest doves you ever did see. Speaking of little doves or mourning doves, I feel like they've made a nest under the one pear tree or in the pear tree because they are loving that part of the garden, and they keep startling me when I walk over there. Like all of a sudden these two birds will fly out of the gardening space, and I'm thinking they'd be making babies. I think we're gonna have some baby birds in that tree soon. Anyways, this has a brown border, so this is a trunk, part of the trunk trees. This is all about healing. Linden. So I haven't had any linden tea for a while. Every once in a while I see some at the Bet and Dent and I buy it. It's like our linden tea bags. So I mean, I like it. I like it. But it's coming today with a message of peace. Aww, that's really sweet. So Linden in this deck has a message of peace. And she says, look at my heart-shaped leaves if you want to understand my affectionate message to you. Try to send out a sense of love and peace wherever you are in the world, regardless of your outer circumstances. So we were already encouraged by the field maple to weave love into our work. And then we were like, let's weave love and trust. And now we're going to put in another color into our weaving or our basket. Love, trust, and peace. So if we really, really, really could start doing that in everything that we do, love, peace, and trust, wow, that's exactly the type of legacy or sweet fruit trees that we want to be planting in our experience today. Lindens are known as lime trees, and of course, you know, synchronistically I always have a funny haha. And doesn't my whole house smell like lime right now? Because I was inspired to put some essential oil of lime in my kitchen counter spray, which I mentioned earlier this week. And I used that, but then I also put a dropper full in the toilet bowl. So literally the whole down kitchen smells like lime. And linden are also known as lime trees. All parts of the tree are valuable, from the inner bark, once used to make rope, to the fragrant flowers, which are important food for bumblebees. In ancient times, a linden marked the site of the local court of law. In Greek mythology, Philyra, the mother of the centaur Chiron, was transformed into a linden tree. In Norse and Germanic legend, the linden tree was the sacred tree of Frigga, the mother goddess, and Freya, the mistress of the earth. A tea made from the flowers calms the nerves and soothes digestive problems. So yeah, you can find linden trees in the northern hemisphere, Europe, Asia, eastern North America. It's got fragrant flowers, heart-shaped leaves, plus edible young shoots and leaves. They're very long-lived, pretty tall, 130 feet or 40 meters, if you think in meters. So to the left of trust, we've got the linden. And she is saying, you know, now underneath linden is the reversed flourish tree, okay? And she's saying, you are finding life too hectic and demanding. Look for opportunities to be peaceful and quiet each day, even if you can only snatch a minute or two here and there. Go outside and appreciate the beauty you find around you. So yeah, it's like field maple is telling us to be quiet. Now Linden is telling us to be quiet. It's above the flourish reverse. It's like if you are not flourishing right now, if you feel like life is overwhelming and you're drowning and it's too hectic and you can't breathe, well, are you taking time to go outside and be in nature? Are you taking time to really see the beauty, appreciate the beauty? Can you just shut up and do your work and do what needs to be done while consciously and deliberately and intentfully weaving peace and love and trust into everything that you do? See, if you're not flourishing and you're not doing those other things, the solution would be start doing that shit, please. Start being reverent, start being connected, start being mindful, start being quiet and work and appreciate and start to flourish, because you're starting to trust and you're listening to your inner voice and you're loving and you're putting out the vibration of peace. Okay, so it's like if there's junk in your life, if there's things that are unhelpful habits that you've got, try to detach from everything right now that you're caught up in. You want to feel light and free. Linden's saying you want to feel light and free. All right, I'm reaching over here to grab the Celtic Tree Oracle. Because, yeah, like I do feel like I want to be outside so much right now. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I go outside, I'm gonna sit on the porch and read my book. That's the work I'm gonna do. But there's other stuff I maybe want to get into today. I should clean rabbit cages. Oh my God, yes. I am invited to ladies' night tonight for cold soup. Literally, that was the text message. Come to dinner, we're having cold soup. So it's probably like a fabulous, fantastic cold soup. Right, we're just trying to feel summer before it's over, even though like this Saturday too, I'm gonna hang out with my friend Stacy and maybe swim in her pool, but it's like I'm wearing a fleece jacket right now. Like we may have to abandon the pool plans and make hot cocoa and make a fire instead, you know, like we're all like trying to like get a little more summer in us, but it's like the seasons are changing. Okay, and I just want to tell you something else very, very random. So last night, as I'm really being affected by this book, Medicine Woman by Lynn Andrews, and she's talking about flutes and rattles, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really would love to purchase something, you know, native and sacred to have in my possession perhaps. And I remembered when my mom took me to like a powwow that they had at Clearfield High School one time, and they had like people that had stuff for sale. And I was like, I wonder if they're still doing powwows in Pennsylvania. So I looked online, and a lot of them got canceled this year, but it seems like one is still scheduled in September, like in Mercer. And so that's a little drive, of course, but I also have tickets to take the kids to a zoo, Living Treasures, kind of in that same vicinity. So I'm thinking I should schedule that for a day trip. Like we could go to Living Treasures, we could see the animals, and then we could go up a little out of the way, but not too out of the way because we're kind of already there. Go to the Mercer powwow, and maybe I could get myself something or just be in that energy, or show my children people who dance and sing and chant. And anyways, I'm feeling a plan come on, which makes it more exciting to me because like I really am not a big traveler, like, you know, 2 hours in a car is plenty for me. Plenty, almost too much. And so it would make it more worthwhile to do like 2 things while we're there. Of course, that's not till the end of September, but seeing that it's already August 20th, like time is cruising. I was just actually telling my daughter's father, like reminding him that like I got to sign them up for their online classes. So like basically like be prepared to pay for that. And then, of course, he just replies back that, you know, he feels like he's drowning in all these bills. And it's like, yeah, but like, come on, it's only 30 more bucks. You can handle it. Okay, let's get a Celtic tree. Let's attune our asses, and let's be on our way and listen to the advice of field maple and get to work, whatever that may be. Get to work infusing and weaving love, trust, and peace in everything that we do so that we may flourish. You know, it's debatable whether or not our bank accounts are going to flourish, but how are we doing inside? What's the inner balance, right? What's your love balance? What's your peace balance? What's your satisfaction balance? All right, what Celtic tree would like to come out? I just really want one, you guys. Just give me one tree. Just one tree. Okay, I'll put the deck away because I don't even give a hoot what's on the top and bottom. And the one that came out is Heather Mistletoe. And she is beautiful, pinkish fuchsia colored. And she's number 18. So that's a 9. That's a 9. And she is adorable. And she brings her hot pinkish, of course, coordinates with the trust tree and then shows you where her color is in the tissue paper mosaic, you know, design. And there's more hot pink at the top of the tree. Like, actually, when I look at the trust tree, the colors get more saturated as they go up into the branches, up into the golden light. And Heather Mistletoe is also growing upward toward the light. The sky even has violet hues, and it's really, truly beautiful. Oh my God, do I really want to answer this probably spam number? Let's see, it starts out with the numbers 200. This has got to be a spam call. Hello?
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about your car's extended warranty.
Are you guys getting lots of ridiculous phone calls on your cell phone? Like car warranties? This is an apology call from your electric company. Really? Then you send me a note in the mail. All right, let's go to 18. I mean, I love you. Okay, so like I had a little bout of not love in my morning show on YouTube, The Morning Hack. There was a picture of a priest, and it totally triggered me. Oh, it totally pissed me off. Fat fuckers. Like, literally, this picture, this painting of this fat priest, it's the church. I'm so angry at the Catholic Church right now, you know, with all these stories of child sex abuse and pedophilia, and it's like, I just want to tell the Pope to go get fucked. I'm serious. And I feel like this is what Linden is talking about, and Field Maple too. They're like, how can you flourish when you still have that, when you're still allowing some of those things to circulate within you? And here's the thing, Field Maple. Here's the thing, Linden. To be honest with you, I didn't actually even know that was in me until I saw that painting this morning, and it just like was there all of a sudden. Like, my animosity towards the clergyman was there, and I was like, wow. So anyways, I appreciate that coming to the surface. I appreciate everything that was not in awareness when it becomes known to me and I'm aware of it. I really do feel appreciation that it showed itself to me. I was a little taken back by how like a painting was able to trigger me. I was, you know, I'd like for there not to be any hate or resentment or feeling like I want justice in a witchy kind of way towards these men. Right? Like, I would like that to not be the case. However, it's good for me to know that that was there so that I can I can address it like number 18, 1 plus 8, that's a 9. I can end that cycle. I can let it go. I can forgive it. I can be like, all right, I see you. I see you, hatred. Oh, I see you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Now we gotta weave more love instead. Not that it isn't justified, because anytime you hear of a grown man raping a young boy, oh, it's fairly fucking justified to want that priest dead. Okay? Like, oh, it's justified to me. However, because I'm smart now, and I know that I create my own reality, and I know that everything that I focus on, there's an impact, I really have to say, okay, but are you helping the situation spewing hatred? Is it helpful to the situation visualizing what you'd like to do to that priest in retribution? Is that helpful? Is that good vibes? Is that right? And then the inner voice that the tree guides want us to listen to today lets me know, no, it isn't. No, and I know better. And on some level, I even know that the bad guys volunteered to be the bad guys for whatever fucking reason, right? And even on some other level, I know that, and this is terrible, but I know that a lot of abused children volunteered to play that role too, and maybe themselves in a past life was even the abuser. And so I know that in a lot of ways, I don't know exactly what's being played out. And I have to kind of have trust in my higher power and my higher self that eventually, in the end, it's all going to be taken care of. And I really don't have to sit here and fume about it. You know what I mean? So heather and mistletoe, coming in to wrap up our hangout with the trees. The totems for heather and mistletoe are the white stag, the bees, and raven. And the deities and guides are the pregnant mother aspect of the goddess, the green man, and Pan. So the key words for heather and mistletoe from the Celtic Tree Oracle by Sherilyn Hidalgo are healing, spiritual development, making contact with the spiritual dimensions, fertility, solid foundations, the spiritual path, and all heal. So it's like, yeah, it's time to just heal everything. It's time for us to go within. It's time for us to be quiet. It's time for us to connect into the spiritual dimensions and really make our solid foundation, just like Field Maple's putting her hand on the earth, put that energy into something solid that we want to build in our life. So heather represents healing and spiritual development and acts as a gateway between the worlds. Heather will help us manifest our wishes and stimulate our dreams. She is protective and promises good luck. Mistletoe is known as a panacea and represents the invisible life essence shared with its host, the oak. Thus, this plant brings in the essence of divinity and supports survival and immortality. So together, and I'm laughing because I said I just wanted one, right? I even said that to you. I only want one, you guys. I only want one. And I'm still getting two. It's on one card, but apparently when I shuffle my cards next week, I'm just going to shut up and just take what I'm given, I guess. So together, heather and mistletoe represent a closer relationship with the spirit world, and together they promise healing. They represent the continuity of life and the promise of the eternal life of the spirit. Freaking cracks me up. And like even oak is sort of, you know, like you feel the oak too, because mistletoe is the oak is its host. And it's like, so it's like we've got a lot of tree energy coming in on this one card. But heather and mistletoe represents a link between our earthly plane and the spirit world. So we got this card today, and it means that communications with the spirit world via divine intervention, communications with the spirit world can result in healing. So we are encouraged to pay attention to dreams, visions, synchronicities, right? I think that's why field maple, wants us to be quiet. Linden also wants us to be quiet. Why? Because it's in that quietness that we can hear the inner voice. It's in that quietness that we will pay attention to our visions and our dreams. And if we're too busy, we're going to miss the synchronicities. So prayer or meditation is helpful here, as is ritual. So ritual, prayer, meditation, spending time in nature. When this card is in your reading, it might be a time to address an issue that needs healing. And that's what Linden was saying too. Like, what's still like in your life that shouldn't be? So whether the healing necessary is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and of course, synchronistically, what did I discover this morning? Something that needs healed within me, apparently. It just really makes me mad because I went to a Catholic school. And I really do have a good memory of it, I think. It seems like it. Everything was fine by me, but I may have expressed before, like, as you may have guessed, I probably talked a lot as a kid too, so I really wouldn't have been the type of child that was targeted or taken advantage of because they knew I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut. Like, I even had a speech impediment and I talked all the damn time. Like, nothing stopped me. So I guess, like, it just, like, upsets me that, like, these bad things have happened to children under the umbrella of the church, It just makes me mad, like, because, like, I was also there. Did it happen in my school, too, to some of the quieter kids? Like, when I look back at my elementary school picture, I do see some awkward-looking, quiet kids. Like, was something happening to them, and I just didn't notice it because I was in my own self-absorbed, happy world, and everybody knew not to bother me. I don't know, it just kind of, I don't know, it definitely triggers something when I hear about it. So anyways, whether these healings that are going to maybe come up for you or me soon, they could be physical healings, it could be mental, emotional, maybe spiritual, we are all one, we are all the same garden, we're all one garden, we're all in the same garden. So it's like, it doesn't even have to happen to you for you to feel it. And I know that that is my case in a lot of topics. Like I don't think I was abused, but because I am part of this garden in such an integrated way, I can feel it. Oh, I feel it. And I don't think it's me. I don't think it's my current memory, maybe in a previous life, I don't know. But it's like, I feel it. I really do. So a lot of the healing can be yours, or you can also heal for the collective. So it's really important for me to transmute this rage, negativity, anger, sadness, hurt, like whatever's coming up spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. The healing is necessary, and it's time to address these issues and really start to weave in love, peace, and trust into our beings, into our essence, into our projects, into our expressions, so that we may begin to flourish again, or flourish even more, or flourish enough that we are doing so well that we are able to plant fruitful seeds for future generations. So the heather mistletoe also signals a time of fertility. You could be pregnant yourself, maybe metaphorically pregnant physically. Congratulations. Metaphorically, even congratulations. Metaphorically means like you might be giving birth to a project, a product, a service. When I say you're pregnant, it doesn't actually mean that you'll be changing diapers. But if you are, congrats. But anyways, you might be giving birth to something new. Whatever you have planted is now growing to fruition. Soon it will be time to reap what you have sown. In the meantime, care for what you are growing. Cultivate it well. Protect and nourish it so the results of your manifestation can be magnificent. To do so, focus on the positive, feed that which is beneficial, and let the rest go. So I love it that Field Maple started us off with, encouraging us to plant fruitful trees, the sweetest fruits for future generations. And Heather and mistletoe are ending us here today with that same concept. Heather and mistletoe say to apply spiritual principles. Apply the spiritual principles to your aspirations and goals. If you have need of a stable and solid foundation, Ur will help you. That's also what the Celtic people call it. You are, or Ur, they call that. That's the name. That's the name of the Ogham for these plants. Anyways, keep a steady rudder, whatever the fuck that means. Something on a boat, a rudder. Keep a steady rudder. This is a time to enjoy yourself and to nurture that which you are creating. So signs of abundance, growth, and beauty are all around you. Breathe in this bounty. Breathe in this bounty and trust. Allow the sun to fill you with its summer warmth. Allow it to fill you with its light. Enjoy the truth that you were born to create and give birth. You were born to be a creator. You were born to do this. So we'll just slide right into the attunement. We, the heather and the mistletoe, bring you healing energy. We represent the summer sun of abundance, beauty, fertility, and growth. We come to you with joy and exuberance. I am Heather, and I come to you with my purple and white flowers to remind you of your own potential and possibility. Like me, you are evergreen, ever creative, ever fertile, ever growing new ideas and new adventures. I am here to remind you that you create the beauty of your life, the flowers of your life, through your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, actions, and activities. Cultivate beautiful thoughts, and beautiful creations will bloom into your life. It can be no other way. This is the law of manifestation in this dimension that I share with you. I am the mistletoe, and I ask you to take time to commune with Spirit and enrich your soul. Healing is offered to you in this sacred silence. Behind all visible form is an invisible power that can be relied upon and which you can intuit. Imagine this power as a life force that flows into your body. Because it is all wise, it knows exactly what to attend to. Allow this flow of light and love and perfection to restore the perfect blueprint of health to your body, to your mind, and to your emotions. Ask this life force to align you to your soul's purpose. Let every cell of your body fill with this light and vibrate to the frequency of health. Be assured that this interaction with us is real and that this life force is always available to you. Together, we, the heather and the mistletoe, offer you protection, energetic cleansing of the negative, abundance, and good luck. We can help you manifest your wishes and can come to you in your dreams. Like the Great Mother, we are here unconditionally for you. Breathe in our love and let the magic of the unseen world wash you clean. Bring the bright, full summer sun into your life right now, right here. There is no need for doubt, as you were born to grow, to expand, and to evolve. This is your nature. And so it is, dear friend, until we meet again. Wow, so that should do's ya. So I had the window open the whole time. Did you hear the birds? They were just like chiming along. There were cars driving by, but we didn't care. We were getting attuned by heather and mistletoe, and we were feeling the messages of Linden and field maple. Thank you, field maple, the angel, for starting us off just right, for going within, connecting with spirit, trusting, flourishing, listening to that inner voice, getting the work done, doing the work we came here to do. And heather and mistletoe just really took that home for us. We were born to create. We were born to do this. We were born to flourish, you guys. It is our nature. So let us allow that to flow naturally and unrestrictedly. And if we feel a little restriction coming up, something that needs healed, let's invite that divine light in our body, that all-knowing source energy light. It knows where to go. It knows what part to heal us. We just got to let it in, let it do its work so we can get back to ours. So on that note, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I think it was a great message for us to invest in the earth, put our energy and our light and our love and our trust and our peace and our good high vibrations into our manifestations. Thank you, tree guides. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.